for Tuesday, May 15th, 2018. This is the 7th update with all the gaming news that's fit to rib.
Hello, I'm the 7th level. Stalker 2 was officially announced today, a game many thought would never see the light of day. Finally, perhaps I can hold out hope for irritating Stick 2. And now we go from a sequel that no one expected to a sequel that no one asked for, Rage 2. Rage 2 was announced this week, looking a lot like Mad Max, which actually makes sense since it's being developed by Avalanche Studios, the makers of the admittedly awesome Mad Max video game from a couple of years back. This caused Randy Pitchford to briefly crawl out from under his bridge, scream about how Borderlands 3 would be like Half-Life 3, then return to the void from which he came. My Hero Academia One's Justice, a game based on an anime that's only 3 seasons old so far, yet is one of the most watched shows on Hulu, is coming to US PS4s on August 23rd. But Japanese games are a niche market, right, crap gamer? Images of a new accessibility-focused Xbox One controller leaked to the internet this week. This was quickly followed by images of a new controller that's created specifically for all the new first-party Xbox exclusives coming to Xbox One. Cliff Bleszinski announced that he was shutting down his studio Boss Key Productions after the failure of Lawbreakers and Radical Heights. Look, I don't want to make light of anybody losing their job, but when you put out possibly the most bland and generic arena shooter that has ever existed, and feels like a mod of Unreal Tournament 3, and then follow that up with a battle royale game that does about as much for its genre as an Iranian knockoff of Fortnite on an Android, you kinda have to see this coming, right? I mean, this was like Cliff opening a new movie studio, then being shocked and bewildered that Garbage Pail Kids the reboot and Showgirls 2 the Square Ass Returns didn't return a profit. The NES Mini Classic Edition will be back in stock on June 29th, and it's gone. It was announced this week that Mila Jovovich, the star of 1 decent out of 6 total Resident Evil movies, will star in a live-action Monster Hunter movie. At her age, this would be like hiring Molly Ringwald to star in a live-action Heavenly Sword. Rumors sprang up this week that Retro Studios, makers of the Metroid Prime trilogy and Donkey Kong Country Returns, are making a kart racing game based on the Star Fox license. My question, why are Nintendo fans actually getting excited for this? Nintendo already has the definitive kart racer series, and Retro Studios has already proven themselves to be capable of so much more. Imagine if Retro Studios made their own take on a lighter-hearted, semi-open world action RPG like God of War, but it was based in the Earthbound universe, or even the Star Tropics universe. But no, you're gonna get excited for another kart racer. That's like Sony fans getting excited over Naughty Dog making another zombie-based survival horror. Oh. Speaking of zombie games, Sony Bend released more footage of Days Gone this week. Sharp-eyed fans quickly noticed that one scripted scene appeared to have been almost completely lifted line for line and shot for shot from The Last of Us. Considering that prior to this game, all Sony Bend ever did was make games based on other people's shit, this should come as no surprise. Can't wait till the hero finds out he has a bastard son named Kid who starts following him around everywhere. Kid! Hey kid! Come here, kid! Kid! And now, friends, it's time
for Tales from the Chrome Side.
Living Connect the Dots poster Next Gen 720, aka Zaire, aka the Lion King, aka Mushmouth from Fat Albert, pulled one over on his own fan base this week by posting a video from the hospital claiming to be dying of cancer and only having 6 to 9 months left to live. Only to post another video hours later where he not only admitted to making it all up, but also mocked his own fan base who actually believed him sent him well wishes, and even broke down crying over it. Tear. Now, I'm no doctor, but it looks to me, based on his video footage of him lying sideways in his hospital bed, that he was actually there to remove the hemorrhoids that were caused from him sitting on his fat ass all day and falling asleep in his chair after overdosing on oxys and dick pills. But that's neither here nor there. For once in my life, I actually agree with him. The news isn't that he lied about having cancer. And as a cancer survivor, let me tell you, Keebler face, you better hope that you only ever have to joke about it. This is Zaire we're talking about. For him to breathe is for him to lie. I knew the minute he opened his mouth, it was all bullshit. No, what offends me is that people who have been in this community for years and who know how full of shit this man is, still bought it, hook, line, and sinker, sent him condolences, and cried over the thought of losing this man. I have a slim, small, almost imperceivable little sliver of hope left for humanity. But you dumb, gullible motherfuckers almost made me toss it away today. Shame on you. Shame. And finally, Sony announced that 4 major releases would be the focal point of this year's E3 2018 conference. Meanwhile, Microsoft announced that their conference would be focusing on a brand new Xbox One exclusive. And that's all the news that was fit to rib. As always, I am the 7th level. Once again, my cameraman has been 8th. We will be back next week. Down in the description, fans, you know what to do. Until then, show me your red, son!
The preceding batshit insanity was brought to you in part by donations from my supporters on Patreon. Go ahead, toss me $1 a month. What's the worst that could happen?